Hi, everyone. Welcome to another amazing topic of conversation. First of all, I want to thank my sponsors, South Florida PBS, and their amazing immersed experience, DaVinci. So please buy tickets at South Florida PBS website and enjoy the show. Um, Hermosa Mujer, an ecosystem that helps women create their financial independence. And if you ever need an office, Alexa's Workspace can totally help you, even if it's just a boardroom for that important meeting, 1 hour or 1 month, she will be able to help you. Alexa's Workspace. So, Ariel, thank you.
Thank you, Gladys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And as Miami Art Week starts and the city gets completely, like it completely changes.
Yeah, it's a lot of
There-
fun.
There's over 270 separate art exhibits during this week.
Yeah, it can be incredibly overwhelming, but also incredibly fun if you know how to get through the week.
So we're doing something special because I think that what you are doing is not only helping a community come together, not only helping a community heal, but also creating awareness. So please tell us all about what you are doing.
So, in collaboration with Art World for Israel, we have created a Jewish guide to Miami Art Week. And it's a lot of fun. It's all the galleries, all the Jewish and Israeli artists, the events, everything that's happening that you can do and meet people from all around the world, from Israel, and connect and see the art that everybody's producing. One particular thing I want to highlight that has come out of our community is a booth at Red Dot Art Fair. And it includes 5 artists that met from our WhatsApp community. And they're from all around the world. They're from Mexico, France, Germany. And they've met through our community and got together and got this booth together to represent Art World for Israel.
Why did you decide to do this? Like, what was the thought behind all this?
So after October 7th, and as the war goes on, there's been a lot of anti-Semitism. There's been blacklists, and people have had their shows threatened to be canceled for their identity of being Jewish or Israeli, not for anything they've said politically, but just for who they are. And so it's been a really troubling time. People have lost friends and communities and connections and business connections. So it's been really, really meaningful to connect and get together as a community and feel like we're together, although we're spread out all over the world.
Yes, but coming together to create a cause and
Yes.
just to
So,
avoid anti-Semitism. Have you experienced now that the shows are opening, have you experienced anything, a backlash or anything now that you have helped all these artists come?
so when we originally created the community, we were put on blacklists with like Matis Yahoo and Bill Maher, and the admin of our chats were put on blacklists. They doxed people from our chats. One of my friends and her mother's was doxed, and they called us Zionist pigs and put us on lists and tried to ethically cleanse the art world with what they were doing by putting out blacklists like it's the 1950s. It's really a scary time for many. A lot of the artists have been really rattled by these things. There's been protests outside of their art openings. Someone's just trying to do an art studio visit and they have vile signs and picketers outside of their art galleries and their studios. It goes to show that even when people are just making art and doing something peaceful and it's not political, that it's just about their identity and who they are, which is really scary.
Or it's just about hate?
Yeah, it's about hate and it's anti-Semitism. And if it was any other community, it wouldn't be stood for. And so I hope that the world sees that it shouldn't be stood for when it's against Jews and Israelis, and that we can have a world without anti-Semitism and people understand the gravity of what's going on and what people are dealing with. I know that if you're not dealing with it yourself, you can be a little blind to things happening sometimes. I know people that I've told about the anti-Semitism in the art world have been shocked that peaceful and loving people like that could be so hateful. And so it's really important to bring awareness to this.
So tell me a little bit about the artist that you're supporting.
So there's so many. It's wonderful to see. There's so many talented people. We have like it's 6 pages long, our guide. If you go to our Instagram at Art World for Israel, in the link in the bio, there's a link to the guide. But some of the highlights are the Art World for Israel booth, like I mentioned, with it, which is Alejandro Glot. He championed it with 5 other artists, and they're doing a collaboration together. Luli Sulichin, who's a local Aventura artist, is going to have a 2-story sculpture at the Sagamore Hotel at Bit Basel. Zamak Contemporary is going to be at Art Miami, and they have an artist named Haran Kislev who survived one of the kibbutzes. They burned his studio to the ground and many of his art pieces, and he's resilient as could be, and he's still creating art through all the pain that he's suffered. There's so many highlights. There's Orit Fuchs, who is a wonderful contemporary painter who will have pieces at Art Miami, as well as lower price pieces at Aqua Art Fair. There's so many amazing artists, I can't even begin to tell you. So it really helps to have it on paper and in front of you on your phone to see while you're at each fair, to pull out that guide and see where to stop at each art fair. There's a wonderful artist named Allison Zickerman from New York. The Rubels collect her work. She's really well known, and she's gotten really into the Jewish advocacy since the last year. And she has a beautiful painting at Untitled, and it has a woman wearing a Magen David, and her whole platform has been to give people pride in wearing their Magen David and give people pride in their culture. And it's really beautiful to see that even though they want to push us out, that the Jewish artists have become more Jewish. There's one artist I know who always called herself a Mexican artist. Now in her biography, she adds Mexican Jewish artist. And now she's doing work about her grandmother, who was the sole survivor from the Holocaust. And she fled to Mexico at 15, and she was the sole survivor. And now this artist, Carla, does work called Because You Lived. And it's about her legacy and all the grandchildren that went on to survive because of this one sole survivor.
So not only they created a really bad thing, but they're uniting.
Yeah.
Sense.
Yeah.
Because that's what we need to do.
Towards their Judaism and coming towards that community.
So to everyone that want to go and visit, please stop by Red Dot or the Instagram. Where can they go and find all the exhibits?
The Instagram is called Art World for Israel. One word, Art World for Israel. And in the link in the bio, you can find the guide, and it even includes restaurants that you can go to nearby all the fairs that are owned by Israelis and Jews. So it's really a comprehensive guide. So whenever you're at a fair, you pull it out and you can see all the stops along the way. And there's also a bunch of events, brunches, evening events, Israeli jazz. So it's really a lot of fun. Even last night, we met a bunch of people. I met a girl from France who's an art advisor. I met a man who has a gallery on Madison Avenue who sells Warhols. It's been a really great way to meet new friends.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for spreading the word against hate. And it is all about art this
The
week.
only way to stop hate is through light and love. And this is a really beautiful, fun way to do it.
I agree with you, and hopefully we can move beyond this and create respect for everyone. That's the only way we're ever going to have peace in the world.
Yes, it's about coming together and light and love, always, never hate.
Thank you, Ariel. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
have to
Thank you,
say that
Gladys, and everything you do.
from the power of the heels, you're a great supporter. So thank you also. And to everyone, I
And
hope to
thank you for
see
everything you do for the community.
everyone. I hope that by next week, my wish is that there will be peace in the world. Above all, stay safe. Until next week.